Hi guys, hope you're doing well. In this lecture, we're going to start moving our meshes around and trying to build a composition that looks a little bit like what we have in the reference. So let's go back to Blender. First, I'm going to adjust the resolution. Go to the second tab here, the printer icon, and click on the three dots. Let's try this one. No, maybe the third one. Okay, yeah, this one works. Now we have a wider composition that fits better with what we're going for. I'm also going to select the camera, go back to the camera settings and change the focal length to 20. To make it a bit wider. Use the middle mouse button to adjust the view. Something like this should work. Now, don't forget to save. Always save your work. Next, I'm going to separate the screen. Here, I'll keep my camera view, and on the other side, I'll use a normal view or another perspective to adjust things. Click here or press N, and in the camera view, adjust the size to make it a bit smaller. Hold Shift and middle mouse click to move around and frame everything properly. If you want to lock your camera, select it, go to the properties and enable lock camera to view. This way, if you like your framing, you won't accidentally move it. Before we start placing objects, let's go to the viewport display and enable the Passepartout option to focus only on the camera frame. Now I'm going to start duplicating props. These objects here belong in the architecture collection, so I'll move them there. Instead of duplicating with Shift plus D, I'm going to press Alt plus D to create linked duplicates. This way, if I modify one, it updates all the linked instances. You can see that if I change this arch, it updates everywhere. Now I'll create a new collection called Level Art. Select the objects I just duplicated and move them into this new collection by hitting M and creating a new collection. Next, let's position them. Press Z to go into wireframe mode, then move the objects using G and hold Ctrl to snap them into place. Maybe something around here, move it on X a bit, check the concepts and try to match the composition as closely as possible. But don't worry about making it identical. Just get a similar feel. If you have a second screen, you can separate the viewport and move it there. To do this, hold Shift and left click on the viewport's corner. This creates a new window that you can drag to another monitor. If you only have one screen, just split the viewport like I did earlier. Now I'll adjust this object, move it on X. Okay, now let's add an array modifier, set the count to 3 and adjust the distance to around 4. That should work. I'll do the same for this object, add an array modifier, set the count to 3 and adjust the distance. This one needs a bit more, maybe 7. Now I'll position the elements correctly. Move this a little bit, select the pillars and move them into place. We're already getting something close to the reference. Next, I'm going to place the table. Press Shift plus D to duplicate, then right-click and move it to the Level Art collection. Move it on Z and Y to position it properly. Now I'll add the roof. Shift plus D to duplicate, move it into place, and apply an array modifier again. Set it to 3 copies along the y-axis. That works. Move the table a little bit, and now the vase. Select it, duplicate with Alt plus D, and position it roughly. I'm going to duplicate everything now, and later we'll clean up and adjust the final composition. Make sure to move the duplicated objects into the Level Art collection. Keep the original ones in the props collection. For now, I'll just position everything quickly, select and duplicate each object, place it roughly where it should go, and hide the original ones to keep things clear. For example, take the lute instrument, place it around here, and check from different angles to make sure it looks good. Hide the original. There's also a small stand for the lute in the reference, but we haven't modeled it yet. That's fine. We'll do it later. Now, just go through all your props, duplicate them, move them into Level Art, and position them properly. Once everything is in place, we'll refine the composition together. That's it for this one. See you in the next video. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. See you next time.